So today we're going to be testing out DeepSeek version 3, the new API inside these agents. So basically what VectorShift is a platform where you can actually plug in and create agents. I haven't actually paid for this tool so far, but I'll show you exactly how it works. You can use it for free. It does have some free plans. And basically this is a no-code AI automation platform that creates really powerful AI agents. I'll show you exactly how to use it. The other interesting thing, and I've not tested this, but we can test it today, is that you can actually set up Google and Google's API inside here, which means you can probably use it for free because Google's API is free. And so I'm going to be showing you exactly how you can use it, what you can do, how to set it up, etc. And the way that we're going to get started is just by clicking the Get Started section right here. I'm going to be using DeepSeek version 3 for the API simply because it's a lot cheaper. So you can see actually it's priced 10 times lower than GPT-4o and 3.5 Sonnet when you use the API. And if you want to get an API, all you do is you go to DeepSeek.com, then you're going to top up and get some credits. You can top up for $2 if you really want to. And then from there, you'll get an API key and you can just create a new API key and use this inside VectorShift. So once you've signed up for VectorShift, this is exactly how it works. And the main place that you want to start is inside pipelines. Now, what you're doing essentially here is just creating your workflows, right? So for example, if we go to new pipeline, like you can see right here, so you just click the plus sign and then click create new on the pipeline section. There's all these different things you could do. So for example, like you can search a website or you can search a CSV, you can create simple chatbots. Like let's say, for example, you want to create and deploy your own chatbot for keyword research or that's trained on everything that you know as a team, you want to train your team up, etc. There's also a blog article generator template. So if you want to create your own custom made blog article generator, then you can do that inside here. Maybe we'll have a look at that in a second, along with sending Discord messages, Slack messages, even for example, like competitor research reports on your competitors and how to write your content, etc. It can all be created within here. And other stuff that you can do, it seems like you can actually, for example, look up Google Drive, look up Google Docs. Like it's pretty wild the amount of stuff you can actually do inside here. Now, if you look at a very simple example, we'll take a look at this one. This is based on the simple chatbot template that you can get inside VectorShift. And what we're doing here is we're essentially taking an input, like you can see, then we're plugging that into this custom LLM chatbot. And then from there, we have an output, which gives us the output inside a chatbot. Now, you can make this as complex or as confusing as you want to, right? So if you want to, for example, like save files, add more text, create more outputs, even add notes, etc. There's really some really cool stuff you can do. What's really simple here is that you can actually, for example, connect Perplexity. Perplexity's API can actually connect to the internet and do the research for you. And then later on, you can create the content with whatever your preferred content creator is. So for example, you could create a Perplexity workflow where that searches the web, and then from there, the content is created with Claude, and then after that, you get the output, right? Also, what you can see here is you can add a knowledge base. So for example, you can select a database, or you can actually just load a vector database into your pipeline. And we've got all these integrations as well with, for example, Airtable, Discord, Gmail, Google Docs, even LinkedIn is on there. And probably for most SEOs watching this, WordPress is the most important one, right? For example, what you could do here is you could have an integration where you're like, okay, we're going to take Google Doc with my keyword ideas. Then from there, we're going to link that to Perplexity, so Perplexity can go out, connect to the internet, and do the research for us. After that, we can create a custom LLM where we can add the details of DeepSeek. And then once you've actually set up all of these sections, right? So for example, the Google Docs, Perplexity, etc., then you would link them, right? So you can see how once this is filled in, we can add an input and an output. So for example, the input is you put in a chat on this workflow automation right here. I'm just going to delete these because this was just an example for you. So let's take them away. And now you've got your automation where it's like an input to a custom LLM. These are the details that I used for DeepSeek. So if you want to test DeepSeek, I'll show you exactly what it looks like in a second. But you can see here, we've got the input, then we've got the custom LLM section, which you can drag and drop from here. And then you've got the prompt, the model, the API key, and the base URL, right? So this is where it's referencing the API docs from. Now, this is quite comparable to something like make.com. So for example, inside make.com, you can have an automation like this, where you just, for example, we've taken a keyword from a spreadsheet, plugged it into Claude, Claude creates the content, the title, etc., and then plugs it into WordPress. However, what I would say from what I've seen so far is that you get more flexibility from VectorShift, but not just that, you can actually deploy. So if you click on deploy over here, it's quite easy to set up. We can also do a test run. We'll just type in keywords for an SEO agency. We'll hit run. And what this is doing is taking the input that we just plugged into the chat over here. And then we've got the outputs down here, right? Let me pull that out for you. You can actually drag it as well across if you're finding that a little bit complicated. But basically, you've got the inputs over here, and then you've got the outputs, right? So for example, keywords for an SEO agency, and then you've got the outputs here. Now, this is just a super basic thing. You can also change this to a chatbot or to a voice as well. And then once you've deployed this, let me show you what it looks like. So if we scroll down here and then go to chatbots, and then what we can do is we can export that as an automation, a chatbot, a search or a form, right? Which is very different to make.com, because inside make.com, number one, it's not very easy to set up custom LLMs. So you're constrained to the apps inside here unless you're quite good at coding. And then additionally, you can't deploy these, right? So you can't deploy this as an automation or a tool that people can just go on the web and search. Whereas inside here, you actually can, right? So for example, if we go to chatbot over here, we'll go to, so you just click the share button right there, export, and then you can select chatbot or whatever. We can put in the chatbot name. So DeepSeek SEO agent, hit create chatbot, and then you can also customize this a lot as well. So for example, you can embed, you've got, for example, like welcome prompts, welcome headers, styling. So you can change the design on your prompt as well. You can add a URL, an avatar. There's so much customization that you can add to this. If you want to see more about this, if you want me to explore it more, just let me know in the comments and I can create more case studies for you. Right? Now, once you've done that, let's hit export. And now we can open up the chatbot. Now, some of you might be saying, okay, but how do you embed that onto a website? I'll show you that in a second, right? You can also protect these with passwords. So you could even sell these as tools and then just give out the password to people who buy it, which is another money-making opportunity. And then we've got the chatbot that we created with DeepSeek right here. It's even got voice commands. So if we click on the voice, give me some keywords for an SEO agency. And then you can see it's taken the voice right there. I just need to delete the example Anthropic LLM that I inserted before. And then again, it's super easy to deploy the new changes. So we've done that right now. Just a heads up that if you're on the free plan, you can only create one automation, right? So for example, if we've created an updated chatbot, it's going to get a bit messy there. We can't do it. And then you can see how easy this is to set up, right? So for example, we've put in the question here, what is SEO? And then it's replied as DeepSeek, right? And the response is pretty good, actually. It's quite nicely done. It's even got some follow-up questions right there. Again, we can message it in voice. You can customize the design, like I've already shown you. And yeah, really cool stuff. If we actually go to edit over here, that's how you can get back and start editing the content. And you could basically custom train this for anything. So it could be, for example, for tools, for SaaS products that you actually sell to people. The only real limitation you have is your own creativity here, right? Now, that was really basic. That was just like your basic sort of custom GPT that you can create anywhere. But again, if we go back to this pipeline, you can do anything with this, right? So you've also got logic options, like, for example, timers. And additionally, if we plug in the Google node there, it seems like we don't even have to plug in the API key, actually, which is quite interesting. So if we X off that, then we'll plug in the Google LLM. We're going to drag the input to the prompt, and then we'll drag the response to the output. We'll hit deploy changes, test this out, and there you go. All right, what's interesting about this is you didn't even need to plug in your API key details. So it's completely free. You can select between the different models. So it's even got, for example, Gemini Flash Experimental right there, which is basically the latest model from Gemini. And if we go back to the marketplace as well, there seems to be a bunch of different agents that you can actually set up, right? So there's a social script agent, a sales agent. You can actually preview them. So what you can see here is that you actually integrate Gmail, and this kind of answers your email. So it automatically composes an email reply to the email address. So if we click on preview, you can see the agent right here. And again, this is way more complex than what I built, which shows you the power of it. But basically, this is taking the email from Gmail, plugging it through OpenAI. You can add a knowledge base there, so you could add some information about you. That's going to send the reply to Gmail, and all of a sudden, you don't need to answer emails anymore. Right? So these agents are crazy powerful. Here's another example, right? So let's say, for example, you're an SEO, and you want to automatically search the internet based on your competitors, and then use that information to create content and reverse engineer your competitors. You can see here, there's an agent that you can get from the marketplace, which allows you to ask a question that will be answered by AI and Google search results. So if we go to the preview over here, you have the input. So you ask a question, it's going to run through OpenAI, then it's going to do a semantic search. I assume that's the Google API part of it as well. And then from there, you've got this prompt, which answers the question, fills in the context from Google, and then outputs it as well. right? So you can have, for example, your own custom agents that search the internet, combine that with AI, then do your content outlines or your content creation. And yeah, pretty amazing. Let's have a look at the article generator. What I think this would be useful for is that you use the prompts and the templates from the marketplace, but when you do this, you customize it to you, your brand, your business, etc., with a sitemap of your internal links, and that way you can create content automatically that's customized to you and your business, right? And you just create your own AI SEO tool that can write content and edit it for you potentially as well. So loads of cool stuff that you can do right here. So thanks so much for watching. If you want to get access to all the video notes with links to everything that we talked about today, along with an SP on exactly how to build these AI agents using DeepSeek version 3. And additionally, what I've also done is created 50 different use cases for automation ideas for SEO related AI agents, right? So if you're wondering, okay, what are the best use cases? How can you leverage this to scale your automations and just save you hundreds, if not thousands of hours? Then feel free to get that link in the comments and description to my free SEO course, where you can find the video notes from today right there, along with 204 AI SEO tutorials on exactly how to do keyword research, link building, quality control, topical maps, everything that you can ever imagine when it comes to doing SEO is inside this course. And I've tested everything, right? Every single tutorial we test, we show you it works. Everything's been tested for you, including a bunch of free SEO tools. So if you want to save thousands of dollars, there's actually 53 AI SEO tools plus a community of 2,700 SEOs that you can ask for help and advice inside this free course. So feel free to get it, link in the comments. And if you want to get a free one-to-one SEO strategy session, feel free to book that and we'll show you how we take websites from 0 to 145,000 business a month and generate thousands of dollars in sales on autopilot. On this free link building acceleration session, you get a custom tailored link building plan so you can generate more sales leads and profits from your website. You'll discover the secrets of SEO link building. We'll answer any questions you have one-to-one for free. You'll learn the best link building strategies for your website, plus how to quickly outrank your competitors to link building and how to 10x your SEO traffic based on what's working for us. Feel free to get that link in the comments and description. Appreciate you watching. Bye.